Welcome to Hananiah Theological College, Communicative English Skills, INLA 101, Lesson 9, Pronunciation. So this is the 9th week and the Lesson 9. Lesson topic is English pronunciation. So if you remember in our previous section, we have tried to cover few of the outlined here. We have covered the meaning of English pronunciation, basic consonant vowels, basic vowels, and basic consonant sounds, basic vowel sounds, and diphthongs or complex vowels. Now today we will be covering the remaining 3 sections, which is strategies to develop English, pronunciation, international phonetic alphabet, and pronunciation activities will be included in this section. So let's dive into the first section. The strategies to develop pronunciation. So if you remember in our previous lesson, on lesson 8, we have tried to cover portions which are most importantly the meaning of pronunciation. We have said pronunciation is the way people read words or say words, and pronunciation is composed of sounds. So because of that, we have seen different sounds, the consonant sounds and vowel sounds and complex vowel sounds as well. And we have tried to see how these sounds are represented in different symbols. And remember, we have said it's important to study pronunciation because if we don't really study this pronunciation, we might get a hard time getting hurt when we speak for native speakers, because native speakers are able to listen the sounds which they can produce. So if your pronunciation is very far from how the native speakers pronounce, there is a chance that you may not be listened or understood your spoken utterances. So it's really not important to exactly speak like natives. If we can, that's okay. That's the best. If you can speak exactly like native speakers do. But if not, you have to be able to speak at least an audible level of pronunciation. People should be able to understand your pronunciation. If native speakers pronounce a different way and you pronounce in a way that you have some dialect, you have some accent from your native language, it's okay. But as long as you are able to understood, as long as listeners are able to understand what you are saying. But if your accent or pronunciation or stress level is very far from people can understand your spoken utterances, you have to work hard to improve your pronunciation. So that's why we need to give you strategies to develop pronunciation. So there are some important tips. The first strategy is using phonetic exercise, or you have to study international phonetic alphabets, that's IPA, so that to understand the sounds and be able to use a dictionary so that to learn how people pronounce, how the words are pronounced by native speakers and say just like that. And we have to use modeling and imitation. So modeling and imitation, you have to model native speakers. Whenever you listen to broadcasting like CNN or BBC, or you watch movies and listen how people are stressing or pronouncing words and sentences, you have to copy them. You have to imitate and try to say exactly as they say, or at least close to as they pronounce it. And the other strategy is word and sentence stress practice. So practice, practice, practice. So language can never be separated from practice. So you have to practice how we stress, where should be stressed different words. And there is a concept of minimal pairs, which helps you to assimilate different words and understand the meanings and pronunciation of those 2 words by studying them as pairs. And finally, we have to use multimedia, especially at the time of internet. You just can go directly to Google and ask for how to pronounce a single word, and it shows you how to pronounce with all its phonetic guide, international phonetic alphabets. So these are the strategies we're going to see today. Let me start with the first one. That is international phonetic alphabet. International phonetic alphabets are symbols which represent different sounds. So you can use these sounds to write a phonetic guide. If you want to tell people how they should read your name or any word, you have to use these alphabets and make a guidance. So many of the words given here are already studied while we studied consonants and vowels as well as diphthongs. So these diphthongs are complex vowels which are composed of two sounds, for example, A or ow or I or A or ear. These sounds are composed of as a result of coming two vowel sounds consecutively, either having consonant in between or with no consonant in between. So the remaining are single vowel sounds. So these sounds represent international phonetic alphabet. I don't mean that the international phonetic alphabet, the entire alphabet is this set, but these are some of the most important alphabet which you should study as vowel and as consonants, like th or the or sh or j. These are the sounds which are not common in Amharic. Remember what we have studied in the previous session, like So let us see the general view of the International Phonetic Alphabet consonant chart. So this is a consonant chart. The chart is in International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA, is presented in this table. So they have different sounds, and these sounds are arranged in terms of the places where they are created and the body, the organs where and how they are created. So for example, they are plosive or nasal, trill or tap, flap, and fricative, and lateral fricative, approximate or lateral approximant, and these are how they are created, and these are the places where they are created. For example, it says bilabial. Bilabial means these sounds are created when your two lips are blocking the air and letting the air flow. So for example, plosive means when it's a boom and flows the air all at once. For example, if you want to create the word p, you have to block the entire air coming from your lung using your two lips, and when you open up your mouth pushing the air very hard, it says plosive, like p, b. They are so bilabial. The place where you block the air is called just next to your lip or using your lips. Because of it's your lips, we call them bilabial, and it's because how it's created by pushing the air outside hard. You say p, b are bilabial plosive sounds. And these alveolar sounds like t and d, that means they are also plosive. You have to push the air very hard from your lung and burst out, but you have to block the air next to your teeth and your tongue. So you have to take your tongue next to your inner side of your teeth and cover the air, and when it blows and it ploses, we call it alveolar sounds. So we are not going to study all the sounds listed here today, but I would like to give you a general overview how these sounds are represented in International Phonetic Alphabet. So if you want to learn more about the sounds, you can use dictionary every day. So every day whenever you use a dictionary, you can see these words, or you can get plenty of resources regarding International Phonetic Alphabets in Google sources, so you can search and find out the International Phonetic Alphabet chart. I can also attach the chart for you so that you can study it. But because they are sounds and some of the sounds are totally new for you, you probably need somebody who should guide you through all the sounds. So we have, for example, nasal. Nasal sounds are sounds which are created by passing the air through your nose cavity. That's called nasal. So through your nasal cavity, you can create words like m, or m. M is a sound which is created when the air flows through your nasal cavity, and it was blocked because we call it bilabial sound. So m. So m is you have to block the sounds, the air using your two lips, and put the air flows through your nose. So this is very technical. I don't want to go deep into this concept, but my very purpose, which I would like to introduce you this international phonetic alphabet, is because if you want to develop your communicative English skills, you have to develop your pronunciation. So in order to develop your pronunciation, you must be able to use phonetic alphabet and phonetic guides. I'm sure most of you have English dictionaries, English dictionaries, maybe Oxford Dictionary or Cambridge or whatever dictionary you have. All of your dictionaries have words, and after immediately the words, there is a phonetic guide. So it tells you how to read the words. But the shortest way is today, you can just go to Google, write the word, and ask for pronunciation for the word cat or mat, or pronunciation itself or whatever, and it tells you exactly how to read that word.